Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paperclay.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And today we enjoyed Fireball. And before we get started, hopefully this show sounds good to you. And if not, too bad, we can't fix it. But we'll talk to Random Neighborhood Kid. He set everything up with 2 microphones today. And one of us is a little louder than the other one.
And there's something going on with the screen with on top of my head. It looks like I got like ears or some leaves flapping in the wind. I don't know.
So
it is what it is.
It is a work in progress. Just want to let you know we're doing our best over here, trying to improve the channel some. So,
why are you here then?
Wow. But yeah, Random Neighborhood Kids spent about a good half an hour today working on trying to set the volume levels right. So if there's any problems, we will work on it for next week. Take it away, Mr. Magazine.
All right. First up is Lucky Lee's in the house. How's it going? Marvelous Michael's early like usual. Awesome Antiquarians in the house. How's it going? Cool Karen is here. Jazzy Jeff is early. Good to see that. Marvelous Michelle. Awesome Art of Flipping. And I wish it was Miami. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a song? Jazzy Jeff and a friend. Welcome to Miami.
Bienvenido a Miami.
Oh, hold on. Juicy Jimmy Flippett's in the house.
Lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. There you go.
Dandy Dean's here. Oh, Triple J. Nice and early. I don't know where you've been, but I miss you, buddy.
So we're going to start the show like we always do. Some things never change. And that is, how are sales? Let us know how they are out there, and you take it away, Mr. Magazine.
I really hate to be like a, Debbie Downer.
week after week.
But I have to be honest on this show. And, I always had a lot of success, and it's very frustrating, but I don't know what I'm going to do with eBay. It's really frustrating to me. Amazon's been up and down. Some days are down, but then some days are like crazy good. Website's rolling on all cylinders. DVD site's great. But this eBay is steadily crap after crap. And the weird thing is we're selling some good items. We're just not selling a lot of items. It seems to be picking up a little bit now, and it could be because we did our stupid shipping policies. I don't know. We revised them, we revamped them. I don't know. eBay seems to be a little better these last couple of days. It could be a fluke, but still, these last couple of days aren't better. They should be double. I'm checking my sales. We're off 50% since January. That's brutal. Luckily, the website's doing better. The last few days or weeks, the website's been out, selling eBay and Amazon right now. So I can't argue with that. But you just got to stick with it. We got some really good stuff on eBay. We're taking some low offers, but just to get some money flowing, but we're not going to, we're being a little stingy on the better stuff.
If everybody out there could tell me how your sales are, I'm going to mention.
Hold on. Marvelous Mr. Hot Wheels. Yes, I did say there's some funky stuff going on with my head. I don't know what it is. Is it a raccoon? Is it a fire? Is it burned leaves on the tree behind me? I have no idea. But we also have nice Novas in the house. And, Michelle, another meh. Yeah, meh. I agree. Meh. I agree. All right, decent is, can't argue with, I love to say decent. I just can't lie to you guys. Marvelous Meredith's in the house. Beautiful Barbara is here. How's it going? Let's see what's Marvelous Mike's got in the house. Wow,
it's been decent.
I'm very jealous. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Well, John, I did that about 121 live shows ago, but that's a whole nother story.
We got Dandy Dean's in the house. Wow.
99 cents to $15.99 steady basis.
It's weird because my cheaper stuff isn't selling. I'm selling higher end stuff, like 25 to 100. It's that cheaper stuff, the magazines, the cheap records, things are not selling in that price range for me. Lucky Lewis is in the house. Sales are good. Well, I guess it's just me right now. Marvelous Mary, up and down. Yep. Awesome Anique. How's it going? How are your sales? And Paperboy, how are your sales?
Well, I'm going to go a little bit out of order today. Last week, and again, I run Sunday to Sunday for this. 18 items I had to pay the promoted fee on.
Okay.
Out of 31 total. That means I sold 31 items in 7 days. 4.5 items a day with 20, we'll call it 22,000 items listed. That's not
crap.
Good.
Crap. That's crap.
Friday was the first time in a long time where I sold nothing from the store.
0.0.
fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. I sold one item I had up for auction, and that was it. For one entire 24-hour period, I sold one auction item and nothing from the store.
And you said another friend of ours had the same issue with stuff he's usually selling 10, 12, 15 items a day, 2 items.
In 12 hours, yep.
It's brutal.
It was really slow all weekend, and then yesterday was okay, and yesterday was bad. Today's been pretty good. Today I cannot argue, but it is really roller coastery, if that's even a word, as far as things go. So that's kind of it's not very good right now. Luckily, I have a lot of other things going on, so that I'm not really noticing it. And one of those other things going on, and I want to know how you guys are doing out there, Mr. Magazine, let the cat out of the bag on his stuff. And that's updating your shipping policies.
All right.
Even this week has been busier. McCurry, Etsy showed up.
Right.
Nice.
Good.
So have you updated your shipping policies, Mr. Magazine?
Yes, I have. I was very nervous about it. We called eBay. We wanted to know, like, what's the deal? How many, what's the time period?
Did you call them and say, what's the dealio?
I did not say what's the deal. I had my manager, my sister, do that, but I was in the background in case I needed to speak. It's 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
They told us how to do it, and we had to go into the settings for the business policies and what do you call it? The upload, whatever they had. So I think we had 80 policies.
Okay.
One of my computer guys, I got 2. My one computer guy wanted to take charge and go run with it because he's a lister and he wanted to get his eBay stuff on. I said, hold off on eBay stuff until we get this sorted out. Give us a couple days, do some Amazon, do some website. And he's like, yeah, I'd rather get eBay stuff on. Let me fix it. So yesterday he's probably spent half a day. So we narrowed it down to 20 policies. He labeled them all, say vinyl records, 45s, 33s, photos. So there's 20 categories. They're all titled. And the other 60 he deleted. Very happy. Is well worth, taking a half day to do it. But now we're good to go. We're all compliant. Nothing to worry about. We're moving on.
And here's a problem that I had. For no reason that I can discern, eBay went and moved 4,000 of my items. I have a couple of different I've got a number of different shipping policies, but I've got my regular shipping policy, which was free first class, international calculated. It took 4,000 policies or 4,000 items out of that policy and moved them to free first class, no international shipping. On its own, it did that. So now I have 4,000 items that have no international shipping available on them. And I started looking through the items. There are things like a 6-ounce playbill, a 4-ounce postcard or 2-ounce postcard, whatever it is. So someday when I have nothing to do, I will need to go down and start going through them and start moving those items out, because there are some items in there that I don't want to go internationally, but there are 4,000 and I don't know which 4,000 that eBay just decided I didn't want to ship internationally.
The only thing more concerning than that is where's Dawn?
That is pretty concerning.
Where are you? Hold on. We're not ready for that yet. We have Jay-Z John's in the house. Fantastic. That's a big word. I'm jealous of that word.
Wow.
Jay-Z Jeff's in the house. Good evening. Let's see. Yeah, we got the Animal House references. Double secret probation. Of course. Yeah. All right. Dandy Dan's in the house.
Indeed it is.
Yep. All right. You and me both. And how accurate is this number?
That is very accurate.
Oh, nice.
Very accurate.
He's
got my countdown clock there.
I was chuckling at this one because this is the same thing I would be saying. eBay equals dead. Yep, you got that right.
Yeah, but it's divided by Mercari equals the divided by Etsy.
Yes, okay. Sure is. There she is. Yes. Delightful Dawn is here. Dramatic Dawn. We're going to call her Dramatic Dawn.
She was waiting in the wings.
Yep. Dandy Dean.
I truly think you guys have these channels so unique item. You tell everyone about it so they start selling the same things you do. And like ads are a slow mover.
Oh, so that's why my sales are crap, because everyone else is doing what I'm doing?
Might be. Might be.
Lovely Linda
very well
is
could
here.
be, Dean.
Lovely Linda. How's it going? Cool Kelly.
Filled by a duplicated business policy and then move them in bulk. I know that, but the problem is some of those items I had in there, I don't want to go internationally. I mean, I guess it would be easier to move them all and go. I don't know. They just messed me all up. Ended up moving 2 items on $1 Million Peddlers and 1 item on Etsy. But I want to gloat for a moment about the Etsy sale because guess what it was, Mr. Magazine? Exactly. It was no. It was something that I brought up for $3 on Whatnot and nobody wanted it. So you forced me to make more money, people, by not buying from my Whatnot auction. I did it. I made the money. I'm trying to give you guys money.
So it sold for $3.80.
No, it sold for $16.23.
Yowzer. Holy cow.
I was trying to
People
sell
are
for
leaving
$3.
a lot of money on
They
the table.
certainly are. They certainly are. How about any buys? Is anybody out there buying? How about you, Mr. Magazine?
Man, am I buying anything? Not really. Let me think. I'm very stingy lately. Nothing worth talking about that I can think of.
Wow, this is the first.
Yeah, I'm trying to save up some money and be smart and to get through this tough time with eBay.
You're halfway there.
I got employees to pay. I got to keep them. So yeah. Nothing worthy of talking about.
Well, this was the second straight week that in person I bought nothing. The estate sales have been terrible. It was raining on Sunday, so I didn't go to the flea market. Didn't find any good church sale or anything at all like that. So I literally bought nothing. I did buy a couple of things on Heritage, but that's another story as far as that stuff goes.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I haven't bought anything in person whatsoever. And Random Neighborhood Kid actually did move out.
Nice.
Kicked him into the curb. I said, get out. Kind of took a lot of my weekend because he was moving out, into his new apartment, 10 o'clock on Sunday, and 10 o'clock Saturday morning, he had packed 0.0. So we ended up helping him because, God forbid he didn't leave. So we had reasons to help him get packed as well.
That's priority one. Get him out.
But no, he ended up, we helped move him. And I'll tell you this, I had to pop some Tylenol a couple of nights in a row just from helping him move stuff because we moved a lot of stuff downstairs on Saturday, have it all ready to be able to bring out first thing Sunday. Moved it all out Sunday morning. And then when we got to the apartment, I helped move all the stuff in. I'm a little old to be carrying heavy stuff. A little bit old to be doing it, but the payoff was well worth it. So that was kind of, I haven't bought anything either. See if anybody else is buying stuff.
Local Mike's in the house. How's it going? Baseball Card National next week. You going to
that? Chicago. So no.
All right.
Nope. I will next year. Be in Cleveland next year.
Carl's here.
Just for good inventory.
There's a garage in East Arundecoit that has probably some good inventory. Just sitting there.
Probably does.
And a living room. And the sun deck. All right. What else?
And soon a room upstairs.
Nice.
Drew my death piles. Yep. Well, and that was Mr. Magazine and I were talking before the show. I usually try to have 100 to 200 items up at auction, which means that they're newly listed items. Right now, I'm sitting at 20. So that could be part of the reason why my sales aren't doing very well either. I'm not putting any new stock on there to speak of. I'm basically putting one item a day on. Between trying to figure out these eBay shipping policies and trying to stay on top of that. Random Neighborhood Kid, my day job, et cetera, et cetera. I just haven't been listed very much. So tends to hurt when you don't put new stock on either.
Good for you.
Not buying there. I expect sales to be slow. So I've been camping. GSP and Canada Fire. There you go. Garage sales in my location have been terrible. Nothing worth selling online, and what is available are high price.
Yeah, well, it's a sign. You don't need to buy right now.
That's true. Is he in a new Random Neighborhood now? Indeed he is. Yeah, nice. I like that. That's funny. I had a house call yesterday morning, spent $85, flipped on item for $100 yesterday afternoon.
Nice.
That's a nice turnaround. Very nice turnaround there. Not buying at the moment as they're going holidays overseas for 1 month starting next week. Nice. Coming to the USA. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Alrighty, we're going to head on over into Glitch of the Week, and this is going to take a little while. Multiple times, eBay had a thing. Mr. Magazine had a buyer that wanted to cancel an item, so he sent it to me to cancel. Multiple times trying to cancel it. Well, that didn't go as planned. Please try again. So I clicked back, went back through. Well, that didn't go as planned. Please try again. Remind me of that thing. How do you keep an idiot busy for hours turnover? And one side of the paper and the other side of the paper says the same thing. That was about what I felt like for that over there. doing some work over my item specifics over on eBay, and it has a box there. It suggests this, and underneath it says, click to select all. I clicked to select all. That highlighted one of them. So good to see their programming is perfect on that over there. Then I was trying to fix some other item specifics.
Oh, good.
I got one that I wasn't allowed to change the item specifics because I wasn't the seller of the item, even though I was in my seller hub and it showed up on there. I think you've had a problem like that.
Yeah.
Then I had another item specific I tried to fix. I got back a warning. Il tipo de spedizione non è supportato da questa cita. So I got back an Italian warning on trying to change item specifics on an item on the American site.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. Then I had another problem. I was looking at my sold items on search.
Mm-hmm.
Some items that I sold weren't showing up. So my own items aren't showing up on a search of my own stuff that I sold. Another interesting thing over there, I don't know if this is necessarily a glitch or just idiocy. So if you're listening to item specifics over on eBay for the comic book area, you can list what universe it's in. So it's part of the Marvel universe.
Okay.
It's part of the Disney universe, DC universe. There is a G.I. Joe universe.
Oh, wow.
There's also a G.I. Joe universe. So now you have to figure out whether it's part of the G.I. Joe universe or the G.I. Joe universe. Come on, integrate those. You don't need two different ones right over there.
They don't even know what's happening. They'll never fix it.
This is a great one. So remember last week I had an Amazon cancellation. The person bought an item on Saturday. I mailed it out. They put in their thing on Monday that canceled the item because it hadn't shown up in time.
Okay.
Well, obviously it wouldn't. The item came back to me for not able to be forwarded. However, before it came back to me, middle of the week, I sold the same item, even though I never relisted the item. It sold to the same person.
Oh, nice.
So they've bought the item from me twice. They have the wrong address in. They did a return on it. Somehow Amazon relisted the item, even though I didn't have it in my possession. When they canceled it, they rebought it, even though I had already bought shipping and mailed it out. So they've bought it twice for me. Luckily, I've got the comic sitting here, and I'm just going to wait for it all to settle because I don't know what Amazon may have listed it again.
Negatives out of that.
Oh, it's crazy. eBay has updated the lister again. Condition section in some categories now have drop downs, no longer just a text box to fill in. Worried what eBay is defaulting my listings. That's always I've seen some default things here and there that I'm shaking my head about. When I went to buy bulk labels, everything was defaulting to media mail. I had a lot more glitches too. It has to be this mail thing. It has to be what their big problem is.
Yeah.
I am not buying either. I have more unlisted inventory than I care to admit. Well, I'm at 50,000 items as a one-man band, so tried to make an offer, would not let me use a new credit card or connect to PayPal. That's a little tough to pay for items, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe you have to scan your money in and then I also have a large death pile. Yep. Terapeat keeps auto-selecting a condition filter in the solds and it won't go away even when I try to remove it. Jeez. So it looks like they're having glitches all over the site.
Yeah.
All right. They're having all over the site. Have you been noticing that Amazon orders are showing up late?
Not for me.
Oh, all right. I've been getting them. You must ship it out today to avoid a thing.
I get those, and what I do is those are the first ones I print in the morning. So I'm there at 3, 4 in the morning printing. It'll say they're not late, but it'll say if you don't print them today, they're late.
Yeah,
so I knock those right out. No matter what.
Yeah, and that's what I've been having. But obviously, if it just shows up today, how is it late? Because I wasn't able to see it before.
But I've had that issue for months, I think now.
Wow. There is another change that I saw, and I only saw it once, and I didn't really pay any attention afterwards. I was making my offers to watchers. Oh, let me mention a 63 older items, 167 regular items or total items that I could make. So the traffic is out there, just people are not buying. That's what it comes down to. Because last week was 169 offers. This week's 167. So that's the same thing. But there was a checkbox on the site change on the make offers where you could automatically send offers on that item in the future.
Oh, nice.
So in other words, if I had this glass here, this cup here, and I wanted to give a 10% discount to somebody watching it now, anybody who watched it would get the same offer from me potentially
in the future.
Yep.
So that saves a lot of money. You don't have to buy a DeLorean. You don't have to buy a flux capacitor. Perfect. Good shape. Yeah. Nice.
So yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing that they're doing there, enjoying the poem from his growing out of his head.
Laugh it off. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hopefully my son's not watching tonight.
Oh, I'm sure he'd be respectful.
Oh yeah.
So much. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. And like I was talking to somebody the other day, the big problem is we're doing all this time trying to solve the problems, doing all this time trying to solve the shipping. It means we're not listing. We're not listing new stuff.
True.
We're trying to get through all the glitches.
Well, look at my one employee. Spent half the day fixing all the shipping, the business policy. He probably could have listed thousands and thousands of dollars in stuff, It's half a day wasted. But you know what? I'm happy it's out of the way. We're compliant. We move on.
I've not had a money order, anybody trying to pay with a money order in a couple of probably 3 or 4 years.
Well, Linda has something very important
hit
to
the
say.
like button. Definitely would appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, we are getting more returns as well. And sadly, sales are down and returns are up. So that's a problem.
Now, what site are you getting more returns on, eBay or Amazon or both?
Both, really, I think. Amazon's more for like, if it's an Amazon listing, like the wrong picture or something with a record or something, or decided they don't want it after the fact. So it's not many issues on Amazon. eBay's the one where it's broken or they're fussy or this and that, But yeah, definitely on both sites. Awesome. Amazon's in the house. How's it going?
Offers a shipment, a waste of time, less than 5% conversion rate.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably about what I'm at. I might even not even be that high, honestly. No, well, if I put out 167 offers and I sold 31 items, not that high.
Wow,
eBay likes me, but I made 3 sales in the last 10 minutes. Nice. Nice.
You go.
Well, probably from watching this show. We'll take credit for it. I'm going to go work on my eBay. You can run the show by yourself. I got to make some sales.
Sure.
Couple of other things. Actually did not have much as far as the insulting offer of the week. You got to get offers in order to have insulting ones.
That is true.
Mr. Magazine wins this week. He had a 1950s alley up bowling game board game. He was asking $20.44. It was in box too.
Yes, I mean, it's old. It seems reasonable, right? Apparently not.
He was offered $3. And I actually got the sucker offer of the week because I fell for it. Oh. I've got free shipping to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody made me a $10 offer on a magazine, and they were from England, United Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And I said, even with the shipping to there, it's still a little less than I want. So I declined it. They offered $15. So right when they offer, it says $10 United Kingdom, or $15 United Kingdom.
Yeah.
I said, all right, I'm going to get the shipping on top of it. I'll make a few dollars, and I got to make some sales. Okay, I'll accept it. Mm-hmm. I accepted the offer. They then emailed me and said, hey, can you let me know when you send this out? It's going to take a while to get to me because I'm in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, great. Yeah, I'll let you know. And I use the shipping, blah, 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 blah. A little later in the morning, I went in to print the label. Mm-hmm. They had a New York address. So they had changed it somehow or other. They had a New York address in the system, but it was showing up they were in the UK. Now, had it shown up in New York, I would not have accepted that offer.
Right.
But because I'm thinking, I'm getting this plus shipping on top of it, I took the offer. So I got suckered. And we're going to head on into the item of the week. Thanks to Local Mike for having this idea.
Finally, my turn. It's been only 3.5 months. I couldn't think of anything in particular, but I did.
So you had 3.5 months and you couldn't think of anything.
You caught me off guard. I found this hanging around in my collection. I bought
half a box. Oh,
it is. Bye, Robin. Bye. It's an invisible board game. Invisible game called
very
Batman
rare.
and Robin game.
Very rare game.
It's from the late 60s. It is by Hasbro. So I did some researching on this. It was sitting around, but I bought it a while back from a good customer of mine. And they normally go for like $50, some 30, some 50, 60. But someone sold one for 100, and he said red board. So I didn't know anything about it. I opened this up, and it does have the red board in there. I don't know if it's a rare item, but maybe they have 2 different colors.
Well, you sure said red board, or did he say read board? Because he was bored and he wanted you to read it.
Exactly. But I'm a collector. This is staying in the collection. I love the artwork. It's just very cool.
I love the fact it disappears.
Yeah. Well, look at Robin's flying, and then Oh, very cool. I love technology, but yeah, I thought to just bring that in sometime in my collection. Nothing crazy, but you might be able to find these out there, $10-$20 maybe somewhere, and you can make some money off it.
Yeah, very good. No, that
Cool.
is the kind of thing you can find out there. You go to an estate sale and they got a big pile of games and they want $5 a game or something other like that. That's one of the ones you definitely want to pull out of there.
Definitely. Just don't want the parts to fly out now. Oh, there we go.
Neat. Yeah, see what people are saying, and we'll get on the next stuff over here.
All right. Ferocious is in the house. Better late than never. Great you're here. All right. Carl, got a shipping cost only offer. First time ever happened. Wow. Okay. Crazy.
You should be watching your show. I get a sale. There you go.
Nice.
All righty. We're sending it. We're sending it.
All right. Very cool. Thank you. Oh, so you would disappear. I like that. Yeah. All right.
Why do I take all this shrapnel?
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Customer emailed me. Has the picture shown of the magazine been enhanced? The colors seem very bright for being so old. And I commented back, I'm old. I don't know how to enhance my pictures. No, it's not been.
Why would you want to show something that you're not selling? I mean, yeah, make it look better. I don't know, but I mean, come on.
Right, but then when they end up getting, in fact, sometimes I've had the opposite problem, not so much with the CZUR, but I've had problems before with scanners where it's like an orange color comes out a different color. Mm-hmm. There's a color or two that it just, or a really bright red might come out a little different color. Right. And then I'll always note in the listing, I'll be like, this is actually more of this color, but I can't really take a picture. One of those, is this dress blue or is it gold? One of those kind of deals. So I bought a book from Goodwill on Amazon that I wanted to read.
Oh, okay.
Goodwill sells or something like that over there. And they sent it in. It had the packing slip and everything. And I thought this was interesting. The packing slip said that the book was in Zone 1, Aisle 1, Bay 3, Shelf 7, Item 407.
Oh, okay.
That is their inventory section. Now, I know you do it by date box, but
it seemed easy until you got to the 400 whatever.
Zone 1, Aisle 1, Bay 3, Shelf 7, Item 407. So it kind of is interesting just to see the logistics of how bigger companies, and obviously their big company ends up doing it.
I'm wondering if they're set up like Amazon where they have that little hand device and they put that in and then they know, because think about how long it's going to take you. Even if you know where that shelf is, there's 400 items on there. So it's
right.
It's still going to take you time to, and it's a book. It's not like it's a big game or a toy or something that stands out. There could be 300 books on that shelf. So it is, it's odd. Yeah,
it's interesting on there. Then we also have, and I don't know if you noticed this or not, Mr. Magazine, we have a new internet service here. We have the same service, but now we have a different router. Now we have Mesh, which is, I don't know, Eeyore is not the name of it, but it's like an Eeyore from Amazon or something other like that. And what it is it's got the main one, and then it's got two other ones, and it kind of acts as a mesh system, for the internet. Might be something you want to look into.
We just added that to my house, actually.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Because our router is so far away from the basement where my kids play video games. My kid kept complaining it's lagging. So finally, the guy I deal with, he sells me toys and whatnot, and he had a mesh one that was working fine now. He just set up one, and that was perfect. Yep.
So that's kind of what we went as well. Just wanted to know on that over there. And then I sent Mr. Magazine a article that I found on a collector's site. Apparently, and it's going to be the next hot new thing, apparently, they're starting to grade records. Did you read that article, Mr. Magazine?
I didn't even know you sent it to me. What day was this?
Glad I took the time to find that out and send it to you.
It's suspenseful.
There's a company called Tuned In Grading that is starting to grade records. And I guess there are about 4 or 5 other companies out there grading records as well. My personal opinion, obviously, it's going to be the way of the future. I would not buy a graded record at this point, because if you're dealing with 4 or 5 different companies, you don't know who the trusted name is going to be.
True.
So I would sit on the sidelines.
Yeah.
But it gave an example in the article. Are you familiar with George Harrison?
Yep.
Are you familiar with his last record, Cloud 9?
I believe it sounds familiar.
Yep. So they had a graded 8.0 Cloud 9 by George Harrison. Usually in nice shape, it's about $25 to $30 record in nice shape.
I got to stop you for a second.
Okay.
Now, obviously, a sealed record is bringing a premium like a sealed action figure or anything else. They're grading open ones as well, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're going to grade it on the sleeve, the record, the cover, and so forth. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So the Cloud 9 by George Harrison usually goes for, like I said, $35 a nice copy, will, $20-$30, something like that. They had a graded 8.0, went for $637 at auction.
Wow. I mean, if you think about all the records and the famous records, just they've been used and abused over time. I mean, it really makes sense, honestly,
Well, that being said, this is Cloud 9 by George Harrison, and I don't know when it came out, but it would have come out late 80s, early 90s. So I guess it's 30 years old, but it's not like it's, some record from 1952 that's high grade. It's
like anything else, I'll try them out. I know I got a Nirvana sealed. I got some other stuff that are sealed. I'll probably look at my old inventory, pull sealed ones out, shoot for those, because I know should be higher grade because they're new. But, we'll wait till the dust settles.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That would be exactly what I would suggest as well. So that's kind of interesting, though, that's coming along. And I don't know if you remember or not, but last week I got the email from Etsy that one of my items was under review. It's apparently still under review.
Oh, cool.
So they are.
Can you still list in the meantime?
Oh, yeah, I can do everything the same. They are just really reviewing it. They must have a
lot of things to review.
They must have that one item. Well, you must have an entire crew in the back room.
Yeah.
Reviewing the item.
What's the item?
I forgot what it is at this point. Oh, it was Chanel paper doll book from the 1970s.
Oh, okay.
Yep. LP stamped during the 1980s need to be play graded. Talk about labor intensive if they did it correctly. Yeah, I don't know. If you do a search, again, the name of the company is Tuned In Grading. If you do a search on them and George Harrison, you'll probably find some articles that discuss it. And you can find out for sure exactly how they ended up doing the grading.
Yeah.
And my other question is, and this is what I'm curious about, the pictures they showed made the holder look kind of flimsy.
Well, I was just thinking about that, trying to visualize what it would look like. And now if it's me and I'm running this company, I know it costs more, but I would give them an option on the open ones and say, you can pay double side by side, because that would be cool. You got the cover, and if they're both 8s, they're going to look nice, visually nice. Or say you got a crappy cover, it might be worth throwing the cover out and just getting the record graded. If that looks nice, so the record's mint, cover's crappy, that would look nice graded, or just a nice cover without the record. So I mean, there's different. I would give it different options. And maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's kind of interesting on that.
But, what about 8-tracks to come back and cassettes?
Yep, there actually is another company out there that does grade CDs and I believe cassettes and other things as well. So it's it'll be interesting to see. Again, I would not send anything in to be graded right now. I just would not. I'd wait a little while to see who the industry standard ends up being. Otherwise, you'll end up with some.
And how long has it been going on so far?
They said it took them a couple of years to go from an idea to actually grading stuff.
So, I mean, it might be worth now checking, say, from now until Christmas to see what grading company is the most popular, most sales, and then that's probably going to be the one that survives next year.
Yep. Well, until the big boys get into it.
True. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They all will for sure.
Yeah. At some point, CGC or PSA or somebody will be out there grading it as well. Now, the question comes, are they going to start up from scratch or would they buy one of the existing?
Good point.
Depending upon how that ends up going as well. So that should be kind of interesting, though.
Yeah.
All righty. We got a short show today.
Wow.
Which is, not a lot been going on. Well, we haven't been making any sales, so that makes it hard to.
True. No offers.
No offers, no nothing
Less
going on over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Grading everything is a racket. Whoa, that is a hot take.
Yeah.
You're in the hot take business now. Scratches and records can be repaired and focus mostly on the labels. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. And one company may do it differently than another company as well.
And it's going to help out the record industry because all the high grade stuff, just like anything else, they're paying more now for VHS. They're paying more for betas. And now I guess you can probably Laserdisc, I would assume at this point, right?
You would think.
Yeah,
so, you would think so, yeah.
But it makes those ungraded items stronger if they're high grade because now these guys that want to grade everything will start buying them and getting them graded. So it'll drive up the price, I would think.
See what Dan said there.
All right.
Buyer seen refrigerator. Yeah. See, and I like graded. I like graded. Certainly, I like graded in the comic books. That I like graded in.
Yeah, they do look cool, and you know what you're getting. The price is etched in stone because you can compare them. Where a raw one, it's all up to interpretation. So.
And it's interesting because I like graded in the comics, but I don't really care too much either way in cards. And I think the reason why is because I'm trying to build sets in cards.
Yeah.
And if I need card number 511 from 1966 Topps, and it's a $3 card, I just want card number 511. Right. I don't really care what grade it is.
Deal on that too, especially if it's VG and not a high grade one from Dean's or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love the comics. I love the toys also. I started switching over to graded Star Wars, vintage Star Wars toys a few years ago. Now I got 150 different graded vintage Star Wars figures. But I think they're the coolest things. I mean, I don't have them displayed, but it would be cool if I ever had the time in the room.
Yeah. But again, I think that's the reason why the cards aren't, because again, you sit there and if you're trying to build I've got a lot of sets. If I was trying to get those sets graded, oh my God, how much money would I put into grading?
Well, I'm trying to grade my Spider-Man comic collection. I'm up to like 1 through 125. Now I want to do 26 through 200. Where do I draw the line? Because at some point I'm not going to make money back, even if they're high grades and the newer stuff. So maybe just start grading keys or something like that at some point.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, we've been on a show a few times, and he's actually been on our channel on a couple of haul videos. So yep, no Don.
We've definitely learned a lot from him.
Yep, definitely no Don, no doubt at all about that.
All right. What else you got?
All righty. Well, we're going to head on into the main topic. Time for the big reveal over here. Oh, Mr. Magazine needs a sip of water, so he'll get all ready over here.
I might have to talk again.
You may. All righty, Mr. Magazine. The main topic today, which I think is going to affect everybody out there. I wrote down, how do you deal with the dog days of summer in reselling?
I'm dealing with that right now for a couple of reasons. One, I'm almost burned out, and I got my hip issue that's been painful. So by the time 2-3 o'clock rolls around, I don't want to work. I just don't. And not that I'm working hard. I'm putting the time in early, doing my normal stuff, but I'm not.
I don't want to work. I just want to bang on the drum all day. Exactly. Probably just got kicked off. Copyright.
But yeah, right now I'm in a funk a little bit. With the sales down, there's less incentive to put more time and money into, this collection. Let me set it aside to have you listed or something when it may not sell at this point. So hopefully this stops soon. It's also summer travel baseball for my kid, football camp. So we're spending time away from the business on weekends that way too. So it's hard getting back in the not listing zone, but work zone. So I'm still prioritizing. Obviously the important stuff's got to get done. I'm printing orders and working on problems, and we're making room at the warehouse and moving things around to a second sea container. So I'm just spending a little less time there. My manager's great. He's handling a lot of that stuff. So not you, my other manager, but you're great as well. On
thank you.
But, so it's something where, I guess in my head, my surgery is August 9th. I'm going to deal with this funk until August 9th. And then, I'm getting PT. I'm getting the leg stronger. I had a little issue. I went backwards a little bit a few days ago, but we'll talk about that on the rambling story. But, it's a funk. We all go through them. For me, I don't get very many funks. I'm going to enjoy this funk now and take a little time away from the business. And, I was even talking to Paper Boy before we got on today. I'm like, I'm just not in the mood. I'm exhausted by 2-3 o'clock, or my legs in pain. What am I really going to accomplish at this point? So I end up, I call my manager and at the warehouse, say, hey, do you need me to come in at this point? Because sometimes I go in from like 2 to 5 or something like that and work on problems. And he's like, no, we're good. If problems are down or issues are down, there's not much I need to do. I go home, rest a little bit, take a nap, and, do some stretches. But I said, in a few weeks, in my head, it's over with. The funk's going to be, I'm making the funk over. I don't want to be in a funk till December. We're ready. The school season's around the corner. Things will pick up. Christmas is around the corner. I got to get into that zone. I want to drop some weight. Once I get this hip replaced, I can do more, cardio and stuff. So that's where my head is right now. But it's not bad to have a funk. I don't have it very often. It's short-lived, and just get through it, move on.
No, and I think one thing you said there actually hit home. It's in your head, but that, as you said, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And you've got the switch flipped.
Yeah.
And there have been so many things going on for me, just personally, along with the eBay shipping changes, along with, that I'm just trying to accomplish whatever I can accomplish. I have no great goals right now. It's just wake up in the morning, pack what I got to pack, do what I got to do, get through the day. If I get a couple of things listed, that's gravy, and just wake up the next day and do it. Right. But I know that it's a short-term thing. Because again, things are definitely going to be changing in 34 weeks, 2 days.
And between our hard work over the years, you got 20-something thousand listings. I got 500,000, but like, we don't have to list today. So if you're not feeling good, it's not the end of the world. If I'm not feeling good, I can go home. I still got my listers listing something. It's not like we're going backwards and we got 3 items up. So we're going to sell something regardless of.
Well, unless it was last Friday, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, no. And I guess what our stores and what a lot of people out there watching stores help them by having larger stores and having been around for a while, it allows us to, for a short period of time, coast.
Yeah.
And again, would I rather be dealing with my day job and trying to change the eBay shipping parameters, or would I rather be listing this box that's been sitting here for weeks? I'd rather be listing this box. Sure. However, I can't do both. And practically I have to get the shipping updated, and a day job is a day job. Nothing I can do about that. Yeah. So when I list one item out of the box, I treat it as hey, there's one fewer item in the box. I did something today at least. And unfortunately, it's been going on for a week and a half where I haven't been listing very much. But what are you going to do? There isn't anything I can do about it.
The old Mr. Magazine from years ago, if eBay had this issue, I would be flipping out. Oh my God, 200,000 listings. We got to change and revise. I'm flipping out. I'm upset. We're not going to be listing. Sales are going to drop. We made the call. It wasn't as big of a deal as we thought. And we, like I said, my employee took half a day, maybe got it done. Where in the old days, I'm like, oh, what a waste of time and money. But, things, we did it in bulk. We didn't lose anything really. We move on.
Well, and another thing is something or other to be happy about. At least the post office changed it now. Can you imagine?
Exactly. January 1st. Yeah, you're right.
Can you imagine if they had changed it like, we're going to change it the day after Thanksgiving? And Amazon still is having you print first class labels out. They still haven't they're still not offering ground advantage on Amazon yet.
It's crazy.
It's still first class there, and it's Amazon who has a little bit of money and resources.
Maybe the post office gave them 30 days. Like
everybody gets the 30 days if it's in the system.
Yeah.
But still, Amazon hasn't even made the change yet. That's the crazy things about it. Definitely making me suffer from burnout. This time of year is usually bad, but not quite. Yeah, exactly. And I think
it's the time to do it with the sales low and stuff. Yeah.
And it's the time for that. So kind of what I'm doing is I've been working on my item specifics, and I'm down to under 9,000 items that need their item specifics taken care of on them. That's still a lot, but given that I started off at like 13,000 or 12,000 or something like that, I got it down to 9,000. Now is the time for me to be doing that. Because again, it's something or other I can do. I'm working at the day job. I just got to step away from the computer for 5 minutes. I can walk over to this computer, do 2 item specifics. As I'm letting, right after I got off a phone call, just let me turn my brain off. Oh yeah, I can click. Yeah, that's a magazine. Okay. Yep. No problem. And then I can go back to the day job just because it's brainless.
Well, and I'm lucky. I listened to you how many years ago when we got onto Amazon and so forth, because right now, we're not pumping on all 4 cylinders here, but eBay has a bad day. Amazon that same day will be good. The website will be good. Amazon has a bad day. eBay's good. So like there's usually only one platform that's crap each day, which averages me out nice. The website's doing good. So my concern would be if every platform is doing crappy, like if eBay's crappy every day, Amazon's crappy every day, now I got to think about what am I going to do?
Right.
So it hasn't gotten to that. Hopefully we're going to get through this sooner than later, so I don't have to worry about that happening. But that would be a major concern because with 12 employees, the warehouse, all these bills. Well, if my sales are dropping 60, 70% on every platform every day, then I got to make some decisions. Like, I got some good listers. I may have to get rid of a couple. I may have to liquidate some stuff. So I'm not near that. I don't think that's going to happen. It hasn't happened ever, but you never know.
That's actually a good idea, doing it wrong. Yeah, you've definitely got the pressers and all that in the comics, so I'm sure it'll come up in the records as a brutal years for sales. Most retailers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, and here's what my thoughts were. I'm just focus on something. Mr. Magazine is focusing on after his hip surgery. Focus on Christmas. focus on, okay, once the kids go back in school, I'm going to be able to put more time into this.
I'll tell you what not to focus on. Don't focus on this little thing that's whatever this is up here, because that's what I've been trying to do. Stay away from that.
I can focus on my retirement because again, that's 34 weeks, 2 days, but it's something I can focus on, but it's something realistic, not something 20 years from now or something rather like that.
That's a perfect example. Amazon seller. Sales go down, but expenses don't go down. What concerns me is my payroll doesn't go down with sales down, because all the listers, they have to list, so they're still listing 25 to 40 hours. We have one puller that's still full time because he's pulling most of the stuff. But then the packer, he's still working the same amount of time, which he's probably not as efficient because there's less stuff there, but he's filling his hours. So yes, payroll's the same with sales down, which is brutal for me right now. But again, gotta hang in there. Fourth quarter's coming, like Mr. Hot Wheels said.
Yeah. And I would say take the day-to-day as gravy. I had a good day today. I just did. It makes up for Friday with 0, but I'll take it as gravy. I'm happy to have a good day. It was more than what the last few days have been. Hey, that's a positive thing for me. Mm-hmm. If you have specific needs, you need $500 every week in order to pay your bills, or you need this in order to do that, you do what you got to do. Throw all this advice out the window because you got to hit those sales.
Sure.
Hopefully you've got enough money saved up that you can handle a week or two. Hopefully you're not living that close to the edge. And if you are, I'm sorry, but do what you got to do. Blow everything out if you have to.
Yeah.
But otherwise, take the positive. They're gravy. Good day sales is gravy. Mm-hmm. Things will turn around. They always have. They will. Absolutely. And focus on a goal. How can your store be great in the fourth quarter? How can you improve and build for the future?
Lower my eBay promoteds. That's what we're going to do.
Yep. That's one thing you did over here. Yep. So like I'm cleaning up my business policies, my end specifics, all that stuff right now, rather than listing, but I'm piling up good stuff. I've got good stuff.
Now's the time to do that other stuff.
Do the other stuff. Because do I really want to sit there and bang my head against the wall and list a bunch of good stuff and not have it sell? If I have the time, yes, of course.
I thought you were going to sing Quiet Riot. Bang your head, wake your head.
There you go.
Apparently not.
Like one thing I've been doing is I've been piling up some good comics. I'm going to be listing those in 2024 after I retire. But I'm picking them up. If I'm
on eBay?
Some
on eBay?
Heritage. But I'm getting deals on them.
No, but where are you going to sell them?
Yeah, I'm going to sell them on eBay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep, exactly. And I wanted to make another quick little thing. I didn't write this down, but I've been watching the Heritage auctions. Prices at this point are...
The comics are low. You saw those ones we consigned with the Fantastic Four one. That's almost half from what it was 6 months ago, because I have one of those. Yeah.
Well, the big thing with the comics right now, they are basically going, now I'm not looking at super high grade, and I'm not looking at, obviously a Detective 27 would be a different story probably. I'm looking at medium keys.
Yeah.
Tomb of Dracula #1, stuff like that.
Yeah. They
now are going for Overstreet value is what they're going for a graded comic.
Yeah.
So you have it CGC graded, and if Overstreet says it's worth $125, it's going for raw. It's going for 118 on Heritage.
Yeah. Crazy.
So the price guide is finally right, because I remember looking at the price guide, because Heritage will give you the price guide amounts.
Yeah, right.
And I'll be looking, and it'll be saying
always low. It always seems very low. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's worth 120. It just went for 360.
Yeah.
Nope. Now they're going for 115.
Brutal.
It's just the way things are right now. So I'm buying.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's going to go back up.
Those are the ones that are going to go back up because they're affordable. Where obviously the rich are going to buy the Detective 27, pay hundreds of thousands, but the $100 to $500 ones, those are ones that avid collectors are going to be buying. When they get stronger, now that $100 comic is going to be $200, it'll still be affordable at $200.
Right. Yep. But
Kathy's,
nope, I'm living that close to the edge. Ooh, whatever the numbers, I'll be out of eBay by November if things don't change. Oh, sorry to hear that.
Hopefully, Christmas season will help you in November. Black Friday or whatever, and get you through that.
Yeah. No, that's tough. That is very, very tough. And that promoted at a flat 2%.
That's where we probably want me to be at some point.
Eventually, yeah. And it's amazing. A lot of people are not doing the promoted.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't promote anything ever. Yep. And I know that Auction Professor doesn't. I know that Primetime said he doesn't.
Mhm.
A few other people don't. Interest in Christmas goods already and summer things, of course. Wow. There you go. Dynamic rate on my promoted listings, but a cap of 12%, which is good because half the time their recommended rate is like 16.
Wow.
Yeah, and I would love to see the backup for their recommended rates. Yeah, it's recommended because it puts more money in our pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Gee, 100. I was telling Mr. Magazine, you can sit there and you can promote everything at 100%.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I would be out of eBay tomorrow.
As a prank, I should put all your things at 100% promoted.
My Lord.
It's just a prank, bro.
Oh, thank good prank. Ruin 15 people's lives.
Yeah, a lot of people don't end up promoting. All right, yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of I think we're kind of all on the same page on this. Focus on something, do what you got to do to get through today, tomorrow, next week. Focus on something a little further out and work toward that goal, whether it's having great Christmas sales, whether it's, get all of the Halloween stuff listed by the beginning of September, whatever your goal happens to be, it will turn around at some time. Don't sweat the as long as you're in a position where you don't have to sweat today, tomorrow, don't. When you get right down to it, it's a tough year. It's a brutal year for a lot of people. Again, selling no items with the most items I've ever had, that was a bad day. Because I write down my sales every day, and when I have to write down a goose egg.
Well, how many years has it been since you've had one? Years and years, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had a goose egg. Yep. So that was a little bit tough. Nothing promoted for me. I'm looking at my margins away since I don't play in the newer merchandise. All right, yeah. See, and I know we've talked about this before. Where I think promoted helps you is if you're selling the somewhat common older item. In other words, you're selling Time magazines, you're selling Road and Track magazines, you're selling things like that. I think that it does help you. I think it gets you up in the search and gets you their Life magazines, things like that. I think it definitely does help you in. If you're selling one-of-a-kind items, especially if you're in some really weird kind of areas that nobody's going to be searching on per se, probably throwing your money away. Unfortunately, I'm not really set up where I could go listing by listing and say, this should be, this shouldn't be.
Mine is, it's all or nothing, right? I think pretty much for me.
Real estate, your size,
just little by little, we're going to lower it down at 2, right?
Yeah.
And maybe entirely, who knows?
Don't bet the sweaties off. Hey, what? Don, there is, she's taking the place of Eric tonight. That would be some comment he would have made.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to head on into the rambling story of the week. Can you have one, Mr. Magazine? I believe
2, but I'm saving one for next week.
Oh, okay.
The laundromat story will be saved till next week.
Okay.
I figured this is a good one. It's fresh in my head. So my collectible shop is right next door to a bakery.
Okay.
Been for 50 years. And, they do the baking. They got the frosting and all that. And
hence a bakery.
We share the same driveway and dumpster.
Okay.
And in time, it's going to happen. We're going to get mice and rats. It does happen every now and then. And there's worse times. So maybe every 5 years, it's going to be bad where there's a lot of them, So we had a little issue where there was a bunch of them. We put some traps down. We had a exterminator guy come in, put traps and put some powder down and so forth. And, we killed a bunch of them and it's down to a minimal, but there's still some lingering, I believe. And when I go to work in the morning, it's 3 a.m. Other than Mondays, I'm pretty much there alone for a couple hours. I like to keep the lights off for the most part, or the one above my desk on, but all the other lights off. There's
Barry White music on too?
Right. So behind my desk area is another room that we have old stuff on the shelves and so forth, and cabinets and all that. And that's the area where they have snuck in through the side door somehow where the bakery is, So for a couple of weeks, I haven't heard anything. And usually this happens, and it seems to happen only to me because I'm there when it's dark with the lights off, early in the morning when it's quiet or so forth. So I heard someone, or I heard a rat or mouse moving around behind me, maybe 5-10 feet in the back room. I can deal with that, no big deal. And I turned the light on, so maybe it would stop, because, is it true that in the dark they move around more than the light?
Yeah, definitely.
So, well, that didn't work because I still heard something moving in the back room. Then I heard the squealing. So now it was moving and squealing. Then I heard moving and squealing getting louder and like towards me. I felt like my instinct was it's running towards me for whatever reason. Like I flipped out, freaked out, jumped out of my chair, ran through this gate door we got in the shop towards the front of the shop. I don't know. I'm just like, that was what my mind told me to do. I threw my hip out, my bad hip. Could barely walk. I was really gimping around for the last couple of days. Went to PT, but whenever I tell this story to her, they're like, "What did you think it's going to do to you?" I go, "I don't know, but it was coming at me, and I don't want a rat coming at me. Especially, I'm all alone. The lights are off. There's one little light on above my head.
How big is this rat?
I don't know. I didn't see it, but I heard it, and it was squealing towards me. It was the squeal was getting louder. It was almost like I heard the footsteps getting towards me, and I just couldn't take it. I got out of there, and now I'm paying the price. So.
And I'm a bit of a tough guy. I would have turned around and said, "You dirty rat."
Exactly.
I would have.
Carl,
Wow.
actually, I go to work at 1 a.m. on Monday to meet Paperboy. So 3 a.m. is sleeping for me.
That is true.
But I do take an hour to 2 hour nap between like 5 and 7 before I take my kid to school or sports or whatever.
You need your nappy poo.
I do. Yeah, it gets me about 6 hours of sleep on average. Yeah, that's better than I'll take that over the rats.
Wow.
My body's used to it now, so it's if I don't set an alarm, I'll probably would wake up anyways or sooner.
Yep. Look at the other way. It just repeats because of voting. That's true. You never know. You absolutely never know.
I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you very much. Definitely do appreciate that. Do hit the like button.
It's funny. About 10 years ago, we had an issue where it was like Willard, that movie. We had a laundromat issue. I drove my wife, and I might have even told this story before. And the lights were flashing down the driveway, and we just saw them lined up one by one along the fence. And to me, it looked like hundreds of them. I mean, it was like sickening. So that was a wake-up call. And, again, it was 10 so years ago. Called exterminators, and, we killed them. They did go away. But, yeah, see, it could be a rat with rabies. I saved myself.
That's true.
Yeah.
That would have been a dirty rat.
All right, yeah. Beastie Boy said hit it. Yeah.
Rap.
Yeah, Terry or cats, I guess they say are good too, right?
Yes, cats will be very good too. Oh, hey, we do the
There
bad
we
jokes.
go. Yeah.
Some warehouse cats. There you go. Everybody's saying the same thing over there. All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming out. And again, keep your chin up. It's going to turn around. It's going to get better out there. Shameless plug time. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern, books. But you definitely, if you are on Whatnot, you definitely want to come by Tuesday, 4 o'clock. Mr. Magazine had a box in the back, and he said, get this out of here, sell it on Whatnot. You can take anything you want out of it after you've run it on Whatnot. There are some really good items up in there.
All right.
Mr. Magazine's going, why did I do
forever.
that?
It's been on one shelf to the next, and there could be more like it. We're going to go through them this week.
There are some Disney things in there. There are some wrestling things in there.
Cool.
There's some neat things in there. You definitely want to stop by. Mr. Magazine wants it all gone. I didn't search anything because why would I? I'm not allowed to take it until it doesn't sell. So stop on by 4 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Throw some pre-bids in over on Whatnot. Paperboy over there. There's some really neat stuff in there. Stuff that I was just kicking myself saying, would he miss this? Would he miss this? But I'm bringing it all to you guys first.
No, I would miss it because I don't know what's in there. I don't care. Unless it's like a $1 million item, then we'll be the multi-million-dollar.
There you go.
At least one of us.
But yeah, definitely do stop on by. It's got some really, really good stuff this Tuesday. And that's just not my usual hype. It really is some nice stuff over there.
We got to cut this tree down when we're off this show after this.
Yeah, we've got the tree guy coming right afterwards. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Hit the like button, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.